Good evening, and welcome to the Ozark Amateur Radio Society's Tuesday night net. This net meets regularly on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. local time on this frequency of 146.970 with a tone of 162.2. My name is Marvin, call sign November 0, Mike Lima Papa, and I will be acting as a net control tonight for the net. I'll be using NetLogger for check-ins on this net, and anyone who wishes to can check in early by monitoring the OARS net there. More to follow. The OARS net is not an emergency net. However, if anyone at any time has any emergency traffic, please call break. With that said, anyone with any emergency traffic, please call now. Hearing none, I will now move on to announcements of interest to amateur radio. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting is at 7 p.m., but everyone is welcome to come early at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation. Individuals pay for their own meal, but you don't have to eat to attend, and you also do not have to be a ham radio operator to attend. Everyone is welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. The next OARS meeting at the Happy House will be on April 8th. More to follow. We have now scheduled a D-Star net on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Those of you with D-Star capabilities are most welcome to come check in and give the D-Star repeater a workout. The frequency is 444.150 with a positive offset. And if you need help programming the repeater, you can find some videos that Sean did, KE0MAD, on YouTube that will really help you out there. The OARS Club will also be hosting a simplex net the first Saturday of every month. The frequency will be 146.460 and the time is at 7 p.m. Everyone's welcome to join and check in, and it should be a lot of fun. And they've been going quite well, actually, and they're really cool. So, more to follow. The OARS Club Hamfest is right around the corner, snuck up on us real quick. Hamfest committee's been planning and trying to get everything in line, and looks like we're on the go. The Hamfest will be held at the Mart in Mount Vernon, Missouri on Saturday, March 25th. The doors will open to the public at 8 a.m. and it'll run until about 1 p.m. There'll be lots of prizes in the raffle, including radios and gift certificates and who knows what else. We already have great vendors lined up, and testing for amateur licenses will be available by the Mixed Amateur Radio Club. For more details, you can find the Hamfest flyer at our website at www.w0oar.com. More to follow. The OARS Ham and Egg Breakfast for March is being held at the Angus Branch Restaurant in Monette, Missouri each Saturday at 7:30 a.m. Be sure to bring your appetite and a handful of stories to tell, or at least an empty ear or two. With that said, the caps are in. I got a message from Bob today, who actually called me on the phone. The OARS caps that were ordered are now in. They're $25 a piece. They will have a call sign on one side, your name on the other side, and the OARS logo on the front. Bob will be collecting the money for these caps at this Saturday's breakfast at the Angus Branch Steakhouse in Monette. Probably be there around 7:15 or so. Otherwise, you can contact Bob and make arrangements on what you want and how you want to get into the money. More to follow. The net is being live streamed on 5-9 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to see how good you sound on the air, or if you missed part of the net, you can always go back to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel where you can find the video. And finally, the OARS Club has a Facebook page and a group. Events, pictures, activities, and other information can be found there. So if you're on Facebook, you can find us at www.facebook.com/W0OAR. Are there any other announcements I might have missed that are of interest to amateur radio? Please call now. All right, hearing none, we'll get the show on the road. I'll now be taking check-ins from NetLogger. So those of you, if you want to go find NetLogger and get checked in a little bit early and get on a list, you can do that. But we'll start with the first one on the list, which is KE6GAE, David in Rogersville. How are you doing tonight?
N0MLP, this is KE6GAE. Doing pretty good tonight. Been busy at work, and this afternoon about 3 o'clock, AT&T's internet, Springfield, Ozark, Nixa, Rogersville, decided to go out and end my day for me at work. Other than that, so far, starting off with a wonderful Monday on that kind of stuff. But I hope to, our wonderful Tuesday, hope to have some good news on the gateway for the club. I have somebody working on the forwarding of the ports. I've been so busy at work that I haven't been able to really go through the book to do the port forwarding, so I have somebody doing it for us. So I hope to possibly be taking a gateway back out to Freistadt on Saturday. That's all I got tonight, so I'll pass it back to Net Control. KE6GAE, back to Net Control. Thanks for running the net, Marvin.
Okay, no problem there, Dave. Good to hear from you. Glad to hear about that gateway. I know that thing's been kind of a royal pain there, but we can never get it. It'll be nice to have it out there, and maybe I can start getting into it before I get my tower up through the hotspot. So appreciate you checking in there, Dave. Have a good evening, and we will move on down to AE0OC. Wes, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing well, Marvin. Been having a pretty good day here. Ran around town with my granddaughter a little bit earlier, and we took the dogs with us, and I think she had fun trying to keep them in line while we were in the van, but they did pretty good. The new one, it was his first car ride, so I wasn't sure what to expect there.
Roger that. Yeah, I know how the dogs can be. Most of ours, we've been lucky, been really good riders, but boy, we had one, that dog tried to jump out the window. It was crazy.
Yeah, he only tried to jump over on my lap one time, so I guess it wasn't that bad. And I wasn't going fast at the time. We were in town still, so I was able to just kind of shove him back over to her seat with her. But I see that we've got W0GOD on the live stream tonight, and either way, I want to give him a wave, but I also see that we have a little bit of propagation going down into Arkansas, so he might want to try calling out and see if he can hit the repeater from his location. So other than that, I don't really have anything else for the net, and I will turn it back over to you. You're doing a great job. Thanks a lot for running it. AE0OC.
Hey, no problem. It's always fun hollering at everybody and getting to chat for a little bit. W0GOD, if you can hear me, give it a shout up here. I went ahead and gave you an honorary check-in anyway. You were willing to make the trip up here after all for the meeting, so but go ahead and see if you can give us a shout there. Maybe propagation will be on your side tonight.
WE0V, Whiskey Echo 0, Victor, Lane from Joplin, check-in only.
All right, I didn't quite get you there, Peter. Elaine, could you come back again so I could grab your call sign real quick? I've forgotten it, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were taking check-ins. It's Whiskey Echo 0, Victor. I'm just trying to check in only.
No problem at all. I've got you checked in, and we'll get back to you here in just a moment here in the list. Peter, I couldn't quite get you. Had a little bit of static in there and couldn't make out a voice, but we got you in there anyway. You're in for the count. And with that, I'll go back up to the list to KE0MAD. Sean, how you doing?
Yeah, good evening, Marvin. Thanks for doing the net. This is KE0MAD. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to get my day straightened back out after the time change and having to go in at 1 a.m. yesterday. Everything seems weird, but anyway, sounds like you're making it into the repeater good. And I heard Peter. I'm pretty sure that was Peter that was in there before Elaine. So, man, he just needs a little kick in the butt just to get that thing to make it in just a little better. Anyway, not much going on this end. Thanks for doing the net, and nothing more. N0MLP, KE0MAD. Catch you later. Thanks again.
No problem. Yeah, Sean, good to hear from you. Yeah, I could hear him in there, just way down in the noise, man. If he just had another, I don't know, anything really, because it's weird. Sometimes he gets in there full quieting. It's, propagation, I guess, or whatever. But anyhow, it's good to hear from you, and maybe we'll get Peter in there a lot more often here soon. So we'll say 73 see you, Sean. Hope you have a good night. And yeah, it's weird enough for me still seeing daylight outside and starting the net here, but I can only imagine having to go in at 1 in the morning. All right, well, we'll move on down to the next in the list, K0SQS. Harold, how are you this evening?
N0MLP and the rest of the net, K0SQS. Doing fine, Marvin. I got a different mic hooked up. Just wondered how it is performing compared to the other mic. If you would give me a little signal report there, I'd appreciate it.
Well, as always, you're fully into the repeater, but I will admit your audio is far less than usual. Boy, it sounds like you've got the mic gain backed off to a 2 or a 3. You're pretty quiet.
Okay, well, I turned up the mic gain a little bit. How's it sound now?
That brought you up some. I would say there's a little hum in the background, but I don't know that that's you or if it's the repeater, because I get that with the repeater sometimes. But it did bring you up some. You sound a good bit better than before.
Okay, well, thanks. I appreciate the comment. Nothing new here in Monette. Kind of cold morning this morning. I had 21 degrees, and looked like the flowers in the ditches had turned up their toes or turned down their toes. Hopefully one of these days we'll get back to having warm weather. I'm ready. Nothing else new. Looking forward to breakfast Saturday morning. So back to you, Marvin. N0MLP. This is K0SQS.
All right, Harold. Yeah, good to hear from you. And yeah, I was noticing some of the lilies that were up around here this morning. They look like they was about to give up the ghost. But I don't know. This trickery we've been getting with some warm and some cold. I always hate that when it doesn't. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get out of it here soon. So, but anyway, good to hear from you, Harold. Appreciate it. And yeah, I think we're hopefully going to try to go to the breakfast Saturday. So looking forward to that and seeing everybody there. So with that, we'll move on down the list and pick up Elaine and Joplin, WE0V. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, doing okay. Went to Kansas City yesterday to an appointment, and they were like 5 to 6 degrees lower than what we were yesterday, and it was cold up there. And then I had a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and it was okay today, not too bad. Could have been colder, but I'll take the warm temperatures anytime. But other than that, I really haven't done anything, and I'm just kind of waiting for the Ham Fest to roll around because I'm anxious to meet some of you up there. And other than that, that's really all that's going on here, so I'll turn it back to net control. This is WE0V, same 7-3s.
Well, Lane, sure good to hear from you tonight. Appreciate you checking in. And yeah, I'm getting pretty excited too. It'll be nice to meet you and a few others in there we haven't got to meet yet. So I think we're going to have a good time at the Hamfest this year. It may not be as big and wondrous as it was a few years ago, but we're working to get it back that way for sure. That ugly C word took its toll on a lot of things, so all we can do now is do our best to get everything back up to par and maybe make it better than it ever was. But Lane, we'll say 73s to you, and appreciate you're in there with us, and welcome you back next week for sure. And with that, we're at the bottom of the net logger list, so I guess I'll just start taking regular over-the-air check-ins. If your short time or portable emergency power, whatever, go ahead and check in. Give me your call sign phonetically, and then the regular way, if you don't mind, please.
Kilowatt Foxtrot 0, Hotel Oscar Delta KF0 HOD, Bob and Boaz. Short time as dinner bell rings. Over.
Roger that, Bob. HOD, KF0 HOD, go right ahead there, and we'll hear what you got to say.
Roger, roger. Well, thank you, Marvin, for doing the net tonight, and it's more difficult for me to get the computer fired up to do the net logger than it is to just check in by voice and do it through the RF. So, good way to go, and we're slowly getting things established in Aurora, still maintaining QTH and Boaz though, but I'm glad to be able to check into the net, and you sound good tonight. Repeater's running well, and had a chance to get into the D-Star, and that has been hit or miss for me in the past, so it'll be a lot easier once the new QTH. Good seeing everybody on Saturday, and look forward to the Hamfest. Back to you. This is KF0 HOD Boaz.
Bob, good to hear from you. Appreciate you getting in there. Yeah, you'll well, you get over there to Aurora, you'll be able to hit that D-Star repeater with a string and a couple of cups, I think. But I don't know how you'd get the digital voice on there, but we could figure something out. But anyway, good to hear from you as always, and appreciate you getting in there for the count. And with that, we'll go ahead and call out for any further check-ins, regular check-ins. Please call now for the OARS net.
KE0LTG in Aurora.
WB0OQV, WB0 Oscar Queen Victor Jim in Marionville.
Okay, we picked up 2. KE0LTG, Lawrence and Aurora. How you doing?
Well, doing good. I did get a little bit of a motorcycle ride in today when it warmed up around 2 or 3 and enjoyed that. It was still chilly out there, but I hadn't started it for a few days. Decided while I was inside I'd look over the owner's manual that come with a van I bought about a year ago. I still haven't figured out what all the switches was on that. And just been enjoying a little bit of YouTube TV on Highway Patrol a little bit. Earlier I forgot to switch to the Aurora repeater. I had it on the shell knob setting, and I was puzzled why I wasn't hearing anyone, and then when I turned on my handheld, I was hearing you fine, and then I thought, well, normally Tuesday nights I'm at a meeting, but this week it's switched to Saturday. That's why I happened to have a chance to get in. So once I got to the Aurora repeater, you guys was there all right.
No, I did something similar last night, matter of fact, tried to check into D-Star, but I was on this repeater instead, so, but right now I ain't been able to hit D-Star, so, that'll come soon. Motorcycle ride sounds like a lot of fun. Well, I haven't been on one of those in years.
Yeah, I have a V-Star 650, so I got it out and running around town a little bit. Stopped at McDonald's and got a snack, and I was just happy to get it started. I had a little trouble starting it with the extra coal, but it had been several days since I'd run it, and once it got started fine, everything was going great. So I've so far been able to stay healthy and everything, so hopefully it'll work out this Saturday. I'll be able to make my appointment in Springfield. Anyway, it's good to hear some the group out on the net tonight. I'll turn it back. This is Kilo Echo Zero Lima Tango Golf saying 73 and take care.
You too, Mel. Good to hear you in there. Or I'm sorry, Lawrence. Good to hear you in there. Appreciate you checking in. And we'll say 73s to you, and we'll move down to Whiskey Bravo, 0 Oscar Queen Victor. Jimmy in Marionville, how you doing?
Hello, Marvin N0MLP, WB0QV. Doing fine this evening. Not much going on here today. Kind of a quiet day in Marionville. So anyway, trying to work a little DX, and that's about it. Good to hear everybody on the net tonight, and glad everybody's doing well. That's about it. N0MLP, WB0QV.
Appreciate it, Jimmy. Glad to hear you in there. And yeah, DX has been pretty good. I got this new Yaesu FT710, and I just now today figured out how to get FT8 working on it, so I've just been making a couple voice contacts here and there, but I think we're going to have fun the next couple years here for sure. But anyway, appreciate you getting in there, and we'll say 73s to you. And we're back at the bottom of the list. So if anybody out there would like to check into the OARS net, now would be a good time.
I'm trying to get Bob on phone patch, K0M80.
Yep. Call now.
I'm trying to get Bob on phone patch, K0M80.
Roger, a phone patch.
Kansas City, mobile.
All right, Kilo Alpha Zero Romeo Mike, Bob in, where'd you say you were? Kansas City, wasn't it?
Roger, I'm here in the south end of Kansas City on 435, just about ready to get on 49 here. We got 48 degrees, the sun is just about down, the traffic is just about perfect. I'm running 70 miles an hour, headed to the house. What do you think of that?
I think it's good. Sounds real good. Especially, it's always nice when things aren't too peculiar, which is probably a town you'll run into soon, right?
Yeah, everything's doing pretty good. I got out earlier this morning. I thought I was going to. I was scheduled for 1:30, but they called me about 10:30, and they had her loaded. So 11 o'clock, I left Aurora. So backed in the dock up there to unload at 4 o'clock, and I was out at 5:10, and I'm back here in Kansas City. So everything's doing good. I guess everybody heard the announcement on the caps there. Like I said, just get a hold of me and for your size and. Or not for your size, but your name or your call letters, and we'll try to get things squared away, and I'll have these for the ham fest. Sounds good. All right there, Marvin. Doing a good job, sounding good up this way, so I'll catch y'all later down here in the southern part of Missouri. Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike, phone patch, Big Truck Mobile, Kansas City.
All right, Bob. Appreciate you getting in there. And be safe out there on them roads. We know how everybody else can be. and we'll probably hear from you later on tonight. 73 is going to be safe, and that puts us at the bottom once again, so I'll give another call out there. For anyone who'd like to check into the OARS net, please call now. Alright, we got a net logger check-in. KC0SHO, Kevin in Granby, how you doing? Not quite making the repeater, it's not quite holding on to it. If you could turn 3 times, look north, and click your heels, maybe you can get in there. Did anybody else pull him out of the noise there? Alright, Kevin. Well, I've got you in there anyway for the count. You were in net logger and we could hear you trying, so we're going to go ahead and add that to the count. We'll say 73C. Hope you have a good evening and appreciate you trying to check in. Propagation might be just a little bit weird tonight or something, who knows. But with that said, we'll call out again. Is there anybody who'd like to check into the OARS net? Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha Foxtrot.
K0LAF, Charles, how you doing?
Good evening, Marvin, and the rest of the group here. So we're doing good. Enjoyed the nice day today. It's my birthday, so I got to do anything I wanted to do, which, if you ask Brenda, that's every day. So we both of us got out last week and qualified for the Kilo Award at the Springfield Conservation Nature Center on the POTA system. And other than that, not much else going on around here. Good evening to everyone. Back to you, Marvin. K0LF.
Well, appreciate you getting in there, Charles, and happy birthday, for sure. Birthdays are typically pretty good days, especially if we can get whatever we want. And congratulations on the POTA activation, too, there at the Nature Center. That's really cool. Got to do some POTA a while back with Sean, and we had a lot of fun, so I've been excited about getting out there and getting after it again. So appreciate you checking in tonight, and we'll say 73C. I hope you have the rest of a good birthday there. And with that, we'll see if anybody else would like to check in. Anyone out there wants to check into the OARS net, please call now.
Kilo Bravo 0, Romeo Hotel Alpha, KB0RHA, Rich, Mount Vernon.
All right, picked up one more. KB0RHA. Rich, how you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. Got to get out of the house for a little bit this afternoon. It wasn't too chilly. Looking forward to a little bit warmer weather. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of possible snow here later in the week, but I guess we can all deal with that. Anyway, 7-3s to net control in the net. Have a good one. KB0RHA, back to net control.
Roger that. Appreciate you getting in there. Didn't know anything about the snow, but could do without that, but I guess we'll take whatever we get. Appreciate you getting in there and checking in. We'll say 73 to you, and we'll holler again. Anybody out there like to check into the OARS net, please call now.
RWD, Kilo 0, Romeo Whiskey Delta. I've been working out in getting some leaves burnt, and it was really nice weather and really enjoyed it. So that's what I did. So I'll just 7-3s back, and I'll just go from there. K0 RWD.
All right, Ron, appreciate you getting in there. It's funny. I remember when I was a kid, I hated having to burn leaves and rake them up. But now it's almost kind of like meditation or something, just stand there staring at the fire. Anyway, glad you could get in there. Appreciate it. And we'll say 73 to you. And we'll ask again if there's any more check-ins for the OARS net. Please call now. Alrighty, one last call for checking in. Anybody out there like to check in for the OARS net, please call now. Alright, well I guess we'll go ahead and call that a net. Total of 15 check-ins, including myself. And glad to hear from everybody that could check in. I figure other people out there are trying to enjoy what little bit of the evening there is left here this nice day. Hopefully we'll have a repeat tomorrow or even a little bit warmer. But I'd like to say 73s to everybody out there, and thank you for checking in and being here with us. Welcome you to come back next week. And, oh gosh, I think, D-Star, and don't forget about the Simplex net. We got a lot going on. Hamfest is coming up. And, got a lot of stuff going on this month, so... 73s to everybody. Have a good evening, and appreciate you checking in. I'll now return the repeater back to normal operations. Thank you very much.